Okay, so in this video, I'm going to talk about structural firefighting. So first, what is structural firefighting? Structural firefighting is where a firefighter performs duties related to public service, both emergent and non-emergent. So emergent means a situation where it is unforeseen or unpredictable, while non-emergent means a situation that does not meet the criteria for an emergency treatment or response. What is a firefighter's duty in structural firefighting? First is operate and maintain a variety of fire apparatus in multiple settings. Fire apparatus, the examples are heavy rescue vehicle or light and air chopper unit, for example, a chopper. Next is lay water supply lines from hydrants. Deploy handheld attack lines from fire engines. Place ladders on buildings. Perform forcibly entry. Carry hose and equipment up multiple flights of stairs. Rescue victims. Evacuate occupants. And perform auto extrication to remove victims from entangled vehicles. So auto extrication means setting someone free or the act of getting someone out of a physically entangled situation. Next slide is how are firefighters involved to the public? So firefighters are also involved in public education, fire inspection, and prevention. They inspect buildings regarding the correction of hazards, educate and interact with the community. They also familiarize themselves with public establishment to determine pre-fire planning. Physical demands. Firefighting work routinely involves physically rigorous assignments and strenuous activity. Incumbent must maintain excellent physical condition to carry out responsibilities, including the ability to pass an arduous duty physical and handle a variety of heavy and cumbersome firefighting equipment. Emergency firefighting situations often require clear reasoning and decisive action under conditions of extreme mental and physical stress. So in the second sentence, incumbent means unnecessary or mandatory. So next is structural firefighters gears. The minimum design, performance, testing, and certification requirements for structural firefighting protective ensembles and ensemble elements include coats, trousers, helmets, gloves, footwear, tank or air pack, or sometimes it is called SCBA or self-contained breathing apparatus, which is not an oxygen tank but a portable air tanks with regulators, which allow the firefighters to breathe while in toxic smoke conditions. And Nomex hood. Nomex hood is a hood that protects the portions of the head which is not covered by the helmet and face mask from the intense heat of fire. The next is Halligan tool and axe, or as some call it, the Halligan bar. Halligan bar and flat head axe can be joined together to make a suitable forcible entry tool. This is the picture of the firefighters' gears. Here you can see the helmet, the mask, and inside it is the Nomex hood. Here is the air pack, which is the portable air. And this is the jacket, gloves, then the Halligan tool and axe for forcible entry. And this is the pants with the boots. And next is structural firefighting. It also means controlling a fire and protecting exposures depend on some of the same factors. Often these decisions must be made under severe time constraints. they can be difficult considerations. On arrival of the initial units, decisions must be made regarding where the fire is located and what is the path and speed that the fire is traveling, the extent and types of fuel that's burning, the proximity of the exposed buildings and their contents, the likely spread of fire, and what other buildings are threatened, the exposures that already are involved in fire, and how is protecting exposures prioritized. The resources that are on scene, the resources that are responding and their capabilities, what orders should be given to the incoming companies, how long will it take for hose lines to flow water, and what additional resource should be called the available water supply, and what is the method of protecting them. So basically, these two protecting exposure slides here means these are crucial things to note whenever there's a fire to avoid any unnecessary danger by extinguishing fires. This is modes of fire attack for structural firefighting. There are basic modes of fire attack for structural firefighting. First is the offensive, next is this defensive, then last is the transitional. So first one is the offensive. Offensive mode means making a direct attack on fire for purposes of control and extinguishment. Its strategic objectives are evacuation, rescue, and fire attack. Another thing to note, it also means an aggressive interior attack will be used because initial crews believe there is a chance that occupants may be inside the structure and conditions may be such that they could still be alive. Next is the defensive mode, conducted on exterior of building to project adjacent building from fire spreading. Its strategic objectives are confine, protect, and do attack. Another thing to note is it means sacrificing the building on fire to save others that are not involved. During the defensive operation, firefighters place large exterior fire streams between the fire and the exposures to prevent fire extension. And last is the transitional mode. It is shifting from offensive to defensive or from defensive to offensive mode. So basically, it's just a combination of offensive and defensive attacks. And this is the reference page.